Getting close to the holidays, be sure to check out the merch site, link down in the description below. Get yourself one of those awesome hoodies. I know you want one. It's the day. Today is the day that we get power set up. And, well, I have big plans for that. And we are going to be building a new area dedicated to our power. First things first, though, I do want to take my enchanted broom and enchant it. So let's take this and let's see. Nature's Mend, Unbreaking, and Soulbound. Wait, Nature's Mend. We can put Nature's Mend on this potentially? Okay. What is Nature's Mend exactly going to do? Nature's Mend repairs tools using aura. Oh, wow, it's been a while, but yeah. Nature's Aura. This mod. It has been a long time since I played with this mod. That makes total sense. But that also means it might affect the aura around us, or does it use aura from a container? I bet it uses aura from a container. Either way, I want mending on this. I don't know if I can potentially get mending on it through this. I want mending from a villager. But still, Nature's Aura mending, not too bad. But we don't have this. We're not really spec'd into that just yet. That would require us to literally get through Nature's Aura, which I would definitely love to do. It looks like tool becomes unusable when having 1 durability left. That's fantastic. The only thing I want off of here is Nature's Mend, because I bet we can't put mending on it because of that. Oh, I want unusing. I want to, okay. I've got to go through this until I land at least like an unbreaking and unusing, and then we put mending on it, and then we never have to worry about it breaking again. And bam, right there. Tool becomes unusable when having 1 durability. I really hope that actually works inside of this and basically prevents it from breaking. That would be great. So we don't have to remake another one. Ooh, that'd be fantastic. So before I start building and we start getting our area set up for the power, I've gone ahead and cleared out this spot. I do want to upgrade my furnaces. I think it's a good time now to upgrade our furnaces. We should be able to turn this into an iron furnace. Iron furnace. There we go. And boop. And we got 2 iron furnaces. Now, these should be a little bit faster. We also got our quest accepted from it. Now, this is wanting me to go into thermal, kind of. I guess it really doesn't matter, does it? So right here, we have this. It also needs 10, which if we have 10, I just want to get this quest sort of jump-started here. Let's go ahead and get that going. So, to be able to kind of progress to the next section, which we are going to be getting into with this little bit of power, it kind of recommends you to get started with free power, right? Which is renewable energy, which is the wind generator. This is a very simple thing to make. However, I don't want to go this route. I actually want to try a different route. Oh yeah, I do have goggles on. I was just mining. But yeah, I do want to go a different route, and I'm thinking thermal this go around would be kind of fun. And not just normal thermal where I make a lava generator, right? Lava is very, very easy to automate. I think I'm going to be using a fractionated still, potentially using tree power. Yes, we can actually get power from trees. I'm going to show you how. But first, I definitely want to build. So to build, I made these iron furnaces so that way I can take some coal, just like this. And by the way, remember that area that we have that's full of coal? Yeah, that's what I'm going to be using. This right here has some augment slots. I might be getting into that to be able to cook more of this up. So we need to put this here, start cooking, right? And let's take a look at the iron furnace augments. Let's see. We do have the blasting, but we also have the speed. Speed is 1. That's easily doable. It is going to cost more fuel. How much is the factory one going to cost us? That basically is like having a bunch of furnaces. There's the efficiency. That one's easy to do. Factory augment. That is super simple. I'm about to go factory and I think speed on this bad boy. So for once, I'm actually getting into iron furnaces kind of early. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this with the factory. And this now has 2 slots. Oh, in the factory, I guess the higher tier your furnaces, the more slots you get. But we also have the speed and efficiency. Oh, we either get speed or efficiency. Okay, so for right now, I'm going to use speed. And then the red would be turning it into a blasting furnace. So how much faster is it going to be now? Oh, it requires power if we're doing this. Ooh, okay. So let's take that out. We can't do the factory upgrade then if it does require power. I forgot about that. Oh boy, but we can do the speed augment. And hopefully this is going to be a little bit faster. Hopefully it's significantly faster. Oh yeah, that's plenty fast. Because I'm trying to get some stone so the way I have some nice building materials. You know what? Now that I think about it, I could make a silk touch spell. I could turn my AoE right here into a silk touch. All I have to do, I believe, is apply extract right here. And extract gives it a silk touch effect. And then do the item pickup and create that. And we should be able to use this on the stone to gather more stone for building. It's funny that I just need it for building at this moment. Let's see. There we go. Look at that. And I get stone. This is silk touch. So this area right here is where some power is going to go. This is going to be the start of another tower. So I plan on building off here to give myself some more room. Now, this is going to be kind of the walkway. It's going to be a 5x5 area. And that's going to lead to another tower. Yes, I'm going Mage Tower full on this. Since we've gone this magic route, I'm definitely going to do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then back this way, this will be the base of our tower. And this is where we're going to have multi-stage areas until we get up to the top. This will be a pretty good start, I think. Actually, this is probably just going to be one pillar of this whole setup, now that I think about it, because I'm going to need a bit more space for this power. I'm going to need a place for a tree. So this is just going to be one of many of these. I think I'm going to make a courtroom here. So here I sort of have outlined the area that I'm going to be using for some future builds, for sure. And I need to make sure these are all at different heights. So, and at the moment they're not. They're all, you know, the same height. But I do want these towers to be this way, and then this to be sort of a platform for which we walk through. It might actually end up going up one block higher than our current setup here, just to sort of give this a little bit more height. But I do need to get these walls dropped down, and this will be a nice little court area with some towers sticking up. So, the build is done, and OMG, does this look fantastic. So this is my courtroom, or not courtroom. Courtroom's something totally different. This is my court, I guess you could call it. Castle court area, I don't know. But this is it, and I plan on having some machinage up in here. And then this right here, of course, is so that way I can grow trees. But not only that, I am probably going to be using this for some power. So, speaking of power, that's what I wanted to get into today. We are going to get into thermal. And thermal has some power as in the form of dynamos, right? So, what I want to do... Actually, this is apparently not linked. So, thermal. What I want to do is I want to make a... Let's see if I can find it. A gourmet, no. We need a compression dynamo? I think this is the one that uses fluids, yes. So I'm going to be making a compression dynamo. Basically like a engine, right? A compression engine, just like what runs in vehicles, right? Can run off of diesel, can run off of gasoline, but it can also run off of tree oil. So how do we get tree oil? Well, I'm going to have to make an Arboreal Extractor. I'm probably butchering that. But that's what I've called it for the longest time. But yeah, extractor. So there we go. So right here, an Arboreal Extractor. All we need is a few ingredients, including a gear apparently. Which, oh, there's so many. Wait, there's recipes. Wait, hold on. That's not the item I need. We need this. And then this. Boop. And we get an extractor. So, what kind of tree do I want to grow in here? It does require like specific trees, I think. This is a spruce log. And sap comes from dark oak. And we have resin from acacia. And then we have oak getting resin as well. What we want is resin. So it might be beneficial for us to make some sort of spruce tree. I don't think sap is what we want. Sap makes syrup, and syrup's not what we want. Resin is what we want, and we want to feed that resin into a fractionating still, getting rosin and getting ourselves tree oil, which is going to be the power for our compression dynamo. I hope you haven't left, because that was a lot. That was a lot to take in. Now, let's put it into action. It's going to be a lot easier to see it in action. Now, I went with a spruce tree. This actually gives us the most as far as the sap goes or resin goes. So we get our resin, we get 50 millibuckets from this, and that should be perfect. Now, it's nice and festive, right? It's a spruce tree, evergreen, it's that time of year. Let's go ahead and place this down, and immediately this should start extracting. I don't think it needs fuel. Like, does it need coal? I don't think so. I think it just generates over time. We do have redstone control and augmentation. Information extracts fluid from adjacent tree. Use fertilizer to boost production. So as you can see, it just generated some. And I think we can have 4 of these all around this tree, I believe. Yes, perfect. All 4 of these are functioning, as you can see, and they're filling with fluid. Now, I want to get a fractionating still up and running. I think we're going to need some... We're still going to need a little bit of power, though. So, still fractionating this right here. Still... This thing right here is going to need a little work. Yeah. So this right here will take power, as you can see, and do this. So we still need a power source, and we can actually get that with a Stirling dynamo. But hopefully once we get this nice and powered, we should be able to use this as our power source and our fuel source. Hopefully it'll generate enough. I knew there was going to be a roadblock. I have to make Invar before we get into this. Now, it looks like I can use fire charges, potentially, to make this. Can I? Is there an easier way to do this? It looks like we have this method, which uses a fire charge, which fire charges we, of course, can make. Ooh, this might be a workaround. This will definitely be a workaround. Fire charge. We should be able to use the ingot form, so iron and nickel. Actually, I may have I have a little bit of nickel, actually. Let's go ahead and toss this in here. We'll just use 8 for right now. Get that nice and smelted up. And we should... This will work. This will work. So long as we put the ingot form in here to get that. Also, I should probably make the dynamo. Wow. So for a compression dynamo, we need bronze. Bronze has gotten so easy. This crafting ingredients right here. Straight up from Silent Gear, I'm guessing. Adds bronze. So much so that you don't even need this recipe. You can just combine them straight together, right? And it makes bronze. What? So cheese there. But you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. And compression dynamo for the win. And we're going to have to kind of get all these fluids sort of going to this location, right? Going to here. So hopefully we can get all this all set up. Now, I do need to grab some coal. Thankfully, we have plenty of coal. Now, the Stirling generator does generate coal, or generate power based on the coal. I'm going to be using it for the fractionating still. Now, currently, we can actually do this, right? And I could potentially hook this in. Actually, let's put this somewhere else and we'll get the fluids routed. Unfortunately, Thermal series, I don't think Thermal doesn't have like thermal pipes, right? Like, we don't have the old school pipes in here because this is Thermal series, I believe. It does have thermal expansion, but yeah, no pipes or anything yet, but we can use other mods for that, thankfully. So we'll take our fractionating still. I might put it over here, so this is our smaller room, and we need to send that to the compression dynamo. So I think I'll put the dynamo here, so the power's output, and then I will put this here, and then we'll route the fluids into the bottom, I think. But this also needs power, so to get it started, we will hook in some coal, and that is going to start up the power for this. Now, let's get some fluid pipes and send this resin over here. So, setup for this should be as follows. I'm going to have to pop down here into the darkness, Hopefully I can light this up so we don't have too many mobs spawning down here. Now, I do have this fluid down here. This fluid is actually another fluid that we could use for power. Unfortunately, we just don't have a great way of automating it just yet, or automating the collection of it. But we could use it later on in the same sense that we're using it right now. Let's get rid of this guy. It also slows you down, as you can see. So fluid pipes, we are going to tap into our system over here. I just need access to the bottom of all of these. And I'm going to be using fluid pipes from the pipes mod to do this. They're about as cheap as it gets. And I'm going to go ahead and shift and click on all these to put them into the extract mode. There they are, extract mode. And then we just need to route that over to the machine. Now to get the pipe connected, because it doesn't actually look like it's connected. And that is because we don't have the bottom set as an input. But once we set it as an input, you can see it's now starting to work. And what we need to do is we need to say auto input and output. And we need to now send this, which is an output, to the compression dynamo. So to do that, I'll set the output, and that should take the tree oil and push it into this. And there we go. We are now generating power based off of the resin. And the only thing we should do is take this power and route it back into itself. At the moment, I don't know how much it's actually generating. So it's generating 40 RF. And how much is this consuming? 20 RF. So at the moment, we are producing more power than we are actually generating or using up with this. But of course, we can always feed this with coal to supplement our power demands. Now, I was actually kind of wrong about using coal here because this rosin can be supplemented as a fuel source here. So I can have this also be an output, and we should be able to send that into our Stirling dynamo, I believe, right? This can be powered, can be used as fuel inside the Stirling dynamo. So long as it actually accepts it. It may not actually accept it from this side. We might actually have to pipe to it. So we'll just simply pipe it right here and make sure the top is considered an output. We'll close out this side, and then we'll just say, hey, pull. And there we go. The rosin is going to go in here and is going to keep this powered. That is genius. Now, of course, all this can be modified with augments. Now, in its current stage, it's all in its infancy, right? Producing power basically just from trees. It's literally what we're doing right now. And it's I would say more sustainable than any other power early on. This right here, like I said, when upgraded, is going to produce quite a bit of power off of this one setup. And we could probably upgrade to Invar right now and get everything upgraded to Invar. And when I say upgrade, I mean integral components. Integral components are how we actually upgrade our machines. And yeah, it's literally as simple as just making some more Invar and throwing everything together. And we are going to need an integral component for each one of the extractors, because these can accept them. And that will produce a bit more of the resin. And then we can upgrade our fractionated steel and upgrade our compression dynamo. And this will also generate more than 40 with just the base. I think that'll produce over 80 RF per tick. Yeah, this is going to be pretty nice. So I went ahead and made all the upgrades and made some machines to utilize the power here. So yeah, each one of these gonna go inside here. This should definitely boost the production. And then this right here, of course, this is gonna boost the output of power. And then, of course, we need to put this in here. And I think this still should be more than enough to set this whole thing powered, right? Like, this is losing power, but this still should produce that byproduct to keep this powered up. I don't think we're going to need it. This only uses 20 RF per tick. This is producing 40, and now this is producing 80. Now, later on, I will have better cables than this cable. But for now, I am going to use this to power our machines. And I should be able to put these back here, as you can see. And I'm going to run these power cables through the back, which are going to power the machines that I have set up here. So I'm going to use a pulverizer, right? We are going to have a redstone furnace and a pulverizer. They're going to be kind of next to each other. I'll do the pulverizer and then the redstone furnace over here, like this. Those will be getting power as soon as I use this. Boom. So now this should be receiving power and this is receiving power. Now I like to place a barrel right here and right here. And I do need a barrel in between here as well. But other than that, this should be almost done. And then I made an induction smelter, which is going to make things a lot easier on us as far as mixing and making alloys. Right here is the barrel. This is where if I do pulverize things and they kind of is something that can't be put in the furnace, it'll go into here instead of blocking up the furnace. Now we'll do the induction smelter right there. And we can even use the induction smelter to pull. But the main thing I want to have set up is the configuration for this. So auto input here for ores. And by the way, this does not duplicate ore. We do not get a doubling of ore anymore like we used to. So with 118, we do not get that effect. Same with mechanism. You don't get the 5 times ore processing anymore. It's totally different. And I'm going to show you that here in a second. But yeah, we do not get that. Now let's set the output over here. So it outputs in the barrel. And then this, of course, is going to smelt. And this is going to be its input. And then its output is going to be up top right here. And then this I'll just leave alone. Because a lot of times when I do use this machine, I just hand put the items in. And just wait for the output. But yeah, so let's go ahead and grab some ore, right? Raw material, for example, iron. We can do all of this. We can go ahead and get all of this producing and get it smelted down now. Because now that we have ore processing and power, it's fantastic. So I will go ahead and show you and demonstrate this. So for example, iron. Inside the pulverizer, it does not do what it used to do. Instead, as you can see right here, we have an additional chance to get one, which is 25%. So for every 4 iron that you smelt, you will get potentially 1 iron dust, 1 extra iron dust. So with fortune, that's the reason why, is because we can now fortune ore, and fortune ore, of course, gives you a lot more of the ore material. And all of these have raw variants, which means you can use a fortune on them, and you will be granted a bunch more materials. So more bang for your buck. And then over here, this is just going to be smelting, and as you can see, everything's working. Now, this is using 20, this is using 20, but we're producing 80, so we should not see our power dip because of this, right? We should be fine on power. And just to make sure that we do have enough power, I'm going to go ahead and feed the power back into this to make sure that this is able to power itself, which this is only using, this is now using 40 RF. So the other, other amount that it's generating, as you can see, is being used. So right now, we technically have a self-sufficient and self-powering system that's just using this one tree. That's pretty cool. I mean, honestly. Now, one last thing I can do to make this even better is I can put bone meal inside of here. Now, you can also use Phyto Grow. Phyto Grow is way better than using bone meal, but this will last several cycles. So I think it lasts 8 cycles before it uses 1 bone meal. So just putting 64 in here will last quite a while. And we should get a bonus, and we definitely should see this start to build up faster. So now I'm sure this will all get worked out eventually, but as you can see, the pulverizer stopped, but I still have stuff up here. Notice this is all the ores, and for some reason this cannot go into the pulverizer for whatever reason. It doesn't go into the pulverizer, so it has to be, it looks like it has to be sent directly into the smelter. So to do that, we do this. And then, bam, we'll get our stuff all smelted up. Nice. Now, I noticed there was a little bit of a problem here. We actually have just there was a little less resin coming in than we were actually utilizing here. But I did manage to fix that, and it does look like it is working better now. I put not only the bone mill in, which is helping, but I upgraded one of these machines, because these still have the regular hardened. I upgraded this to the reinforced. Now this is 3 times on the scale factor, and this does work in this machine. But keep in mind, this costs electrum. Now electrum is silver and gold. So I just combined those things inside of our induction smelter. And then right here, it requires the hardened component. but it requires signalum. Signalum right here, this stuff cost not as much as you think. To craft this is very, very simple. We literally just take copper, silver, combine it with some redstone and a fire charge, and bam, we have signalum. That's how simple this is. And just so long as you have enough silver, you should be fine. Well, guys, I hope you learned something today. I know I learned something today, and I am super, super happy to have power up and running, getting into some thermal machines, and this is only going to lead to bigger and better things. Yes. Now that we have some power, we can get more ores out of our mining expeditions and use that to make bigger and better things. Which means hopefully more gold. Man, I definitely need more gold. But I do want to thank the sponsor of today's video, and that is going to go to the Discord Premium Supporter of the Day. And that is going to be a huge thanks going to Mr. Optimistic. Yeah, I like that. I feel like everybody should be a little bit more optimistic. So if you would be so kind, be sure to check out the Discord. It's discord.gg/ChosenArchitect, or you can find that link down in the description below. Guys, click that subscribe button if you did enjoy today's video and you learned something. I know I definitely learn something every time I record an episode. So if you would, give this video a thumbs up as well. And of course, guys, I'll see you in the next episode. And as always, thanks for watching.